Hi, welcome to Pod of Mercy. I am your host, Longhair Linda, and today's very special guest co-host is
the GOAT, the King, CoJay, the ruler of all. What's
the
good?
ruler of all. Hi, CoJay. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm not bad. How are you?
I'm not bad. Thank you very much for doing the show, for taking the time out of ruling to do the show. Thank you so much.
Nah, honestly, you're welcome, but it was tough to fit it into the schedule. So don't take it for granted.
I won't. I'm appreciative. Well, listen, you've not been here before, CoJay. What we normally do at the start is we do a rapid fire round just to get ourselves warmed up a little bit. So there are going to be 10 questions that I'm going to ask you, and you will have 45 seconds to answer all 10. Do you think you can do it?
It's more than 4 seconds a question.
But that's with me asking as well. So I tried to ask pretty quickly, so you will have about 3 seconds to answer. Do you think you can do it?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you do, then you win. If you don't, then I win. There's no prizes, just bragging rights. But obviously, you're gonna want to beat me, right? So I've got my timer in front of me. So when I say go and start asking the first question, that's when the timer starts. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
Cool. Okay. And go. Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones?
Breaking Bad.
What's your favorite sandwich filling?
Beef.
Would you rather be able to fly or turn invisible?
Fly.
What's your best feature?
And beard.
Travel to the past or to the future?
Future.
Find your dream job or win the lottery?
Win the lottery.
One thing you regret spending money on?
Video games.
Would you rather have scaly skin or fur?
Fur.
What actor would play you in a movie?
Fuck, I don't know many light-skinned actors who look as good as me. Ricochet from WWE.
And what's the most random fact you know? Oh, you are out of time.
What?
Your last question as well. You took too long on that actor question.
There's no actors that represent me properly. So it's really the actor's fault, not mine. What actor? I can't think of a single light-skinned actor.
A light-skinned actor. Who's the dude in Rebel Ridge? He's light skin.
What, the guy with like the green eyes or whatever? That guy can't play me.
I put contacts in.
That is like 6'8", looks bro. I do no. He can't play me. We need someone more rugged, more got a bit more. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's too pretty.
I see. Okay. Well, the last question was, what's the most random fact you know? I still want to know the answer to that anyway, even though I've already won.
What's the most random fact that I know?
Mm-hmm.
I would have failed this because I don't know off the top of my head. There's lots of random facts out there.
You ain't got a single fact in your head.
Because I feel like I could say things, but they would probably not be considered facts, and they'd probably be considered conspiracy theories, and then they might deactivate your channel because I said them.
We do need to actually do a conspiracy episode, but yeah, maybe down the line, later down the line.
It's random facts. I don't really know.
You don't have one.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I can't. So I'd have failed anyway.
Were you not like a Nat Geo fan growing up?
I was trying to think of animal facts, like what random animal, but they're not like really random and they're boring. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, never mind. We'll skip it. You lost anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It is what it is. I didn't deserve it, but
you did. You did really poorly. Really, really. That was actually one of the worst ones I've seen since I've been back doing this. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm just kidding. Loads of people fell on that like the second to last question or last question, so it's fine.
Do you ask the same questions every time?
No, I tried to switch it up a little bit so that no one can prepare.
Contrary to your beliefs, I've watched a couple of them. I think the questions are slightly different.
Yeah, I try not to ask the same. I don't want anyone to be able to prepare, and I want it to be slightly different for everyone that comes along.
I feel like the actor's question is a very difficult one. It's a very difficult one. You can find someone who looks like you. That's just tough.
You could literally just pick a random actor. It doesn't matter. It's just
it does. I can't be like Denzel Washington is gonna play me.
Why not? You can say what you want.
Because he can't play me. You gotta be made of different stuff to play me, bro.
So you think Denzel isn't good enough to play you?
No, he's not suited for the role. If I'm casting for me, I've got to do it properly. I'm not gonna just play around picking any schmuck. Salute to
Schmuck is
Denzel,
crazy when you just talked about Denzel Washington. That's
no, Denzel's one of my
crazy.
favorite actors of all time. I'm just hating, but he don't look like me, so it's not gonna work.
All right. Well, I'm sure he's heartbroken about not being able to play you. Anyway, CoJay, today we are going to be doing something a little different, I think, for this show. I don't think I've done anything like this, but I thought it might be interesting. I want to know the first 5 things that you would do in an alien invasion. So just to be clear, the invasion has happened, but like think of the movie Arrival. So you know when they first like came and there was just like ships in like random parts of the world. They landed, but not really, because that's kind of the point of the film. But they like nothing had happened yet. Like nothing had kicked off yet. There was like a period of time where it was like top secret government was trying to, communicate with them or whatever. But in terms of like regular residents, nothing was really going on other than like these spaceships have landed and that's it. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here in that time frame. The spaceships have landed. Nothing has kicked off yet. There's no war. There's no, trying to blow things up as our governments like to do.
Do we know for a fact it's going to happen?
Well, what we have seen is that spaceships have landed. That's what we've seen.
But do we know that something's going to happen?
You have to assume that something's going to happen.
All right, fair enough.
Like literally, you walk out the door and there's like spaceships outside, and then you look on the news and there's like random spaceships in different parts of the world. That's what's happened. So I want to know the first 5 things you would do in that scenario. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll go first, and then you can give me one, and then we'll go back and forth. We might have some of the same ones. Hopefully we don't. Then we can have a list of 10 between us, but we'll see how we go. So my first one is going to be grab my go bag and add some like last minute food to it. Now my go bag consists of tinned food, freeze-dried food, a gravity water filter, weapons, a sleeping bag, flashlight, lighter, and a gas can for the lighter, portable bank and charger, ID. I was thinking a satellite phone might go in there, but that might be dumb. Toiletries and medicines, because not so much that I need medicines, but any medicines I can find, I'll take. In case I need them, but also to trade if like the world collapses. So that's my first thing. It's my go bag.
I mean, that's fair. I feel like that's fairly typical in any given survival scenario. But the weird thing is, I don't see how that's going to help you. Why are you going to grab your go bag? Where are you going?
Well, you'll find out in my next thing.
All right. So you're going to go, just because they're in the air, nothing's happened. You're grabbing your go bag and you're abandoning your house? Yeah. That's crazy.
Wait, what you do? What's the first thing you do?
I'm getting right with God. I'm praying. I'm repenting of my sins, and I'm asking for forgiveness.
I should have done that.
Not only what I've done, but what I'm about to do.
You're about to go crazy, aren't you?
I'm doing everything I need to be like. Listen, I need to, rekindle my relationship, or rather, just secure my relationship with God, because I got to assume this is we're getting close to the end. If anything's gonna happen, realistically, I can't imagine me being able to do much. If we're in the position where there are ships and they're just floating in the sky, I don't know what they got on those ships. They're floating in the sky. We got to assume they got some shit that's pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right and assume like that's the first thing I got to do in case I die before or during any of the next steps I have to take.
That's a really good one. I wish that was my first one.
No.
I think because like I was making this list as if I was in a movie, because I don't believe this would ever happen. So it didn't even occur to me to get right with God, but it should have. It's kind of bad, right? If I had like a 0.5 before my 1, it's that one.
Right. That's fair.
Okay. All right. So my second one. So you asked me where am I going to go? Am I going to abandon my home? Yeah. I'm going to gather my camp of people. Right.
Oh, camp of people. So
my camp of people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then try to get underground into the existing underground tunnels.
In the existing underground tunnels.
Existing, because there were loads of them that were built in the UK in the 1800s. There's loads in Manchester connecting different parts of Manchester, as well as Manchester to other UK cities. So I want to go underground. Now, granted, I don't know where the entrances are. So to start with, I'm going to start with like an underground car park in a shopping mall.
Right.
There's always like doorways leading into things, like a security doorway, things like that. I'm going to try and just go down there first.
Given that, I'm assuming that everything's still running, right? You still got the internet and everything. You'll be able to find the entrances to because people have done these kind of things. They're like independent explorers have found and showed you the way into these places.
There's a couple books on I can't remember the author's name. I'll try and find it in a minute, but he wrote about the tunnels in Manchester specifically, and he's got proof that like there's like a whole other, like it's completely under the whole of Manchester, so it takes up the entire. So and then it's like another Manchester underground essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, that guy's wrote about it. Let me see if I can find his name. But yeah, I'm trying to go underground because if it's an alien invasion, I don't think there's anywhere you can go and be safe.
Nah, it's so much smarter than my next step, which was to rent an excavator and buy concrete.
What?
I was gonna dig, and then I was gonna concrete the bottom of my hole.
Where are you digging? Sorry.
Here's the thing, right? So I'm assuming nobody's gonna fucking care. If I go to just some random patch somewhere that's probably owned either privately or by the government, because there's loads of land with no one on it that people just don't even walk on or see for extended periods of time, that I could just go to and start digging. I don't own it, but the process of them attempting to kick me off or even find me in the first place is going to take longer and probably not be of high priority in a time where there's fucking spaceships in the sky. So I'll probably get away with just picking somewhere and getting to work. But that was my thought. Get an excavator, get the concrete the bottom of a very deep hole, and then build up, get a little roof and create a tiny like bunker, a quick bunker. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Okay. Just something underground. But the idea of going into pre-existing underground tunnels is way, way, way smarter than that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not digging a bunker, mate. Like if it's not there, it's not there.
The only issue with yours is that you may not be the only person to do it, and so that's when it becomes problematic. You start running into like other groups with the same ideas.
That's why I got weapons.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so we're on the same track on this one a little bit. Like you building yourself a bunker, but it's underground. I'm just trying to get underground into the tunnels. Okay, so my third one, since there'll be like lots of looting in shops, I think it's pretty safe to say that will start pretty soon after the spaceships land. I'm actually going to go a completely different way, and I'm going to go to a garden center and get like soil and seeds, grow lights and planters to take down to the tunnel.
Right. Okay. How are you gonna grow them? You got power down there? Like what's going on?
I mean, I'm gonna figure it out because
figure out.
Well, if I can't get into a tunnel, I was gonna start with a shopping center car park, like the underground car parks.
Yeah.
And you can have access to power down there.
You think you are definitely not alone in a fucking supermarket car park?
I know, but
that's like the first place people are going is the supermarket. Well, you're gonna
supermarket like a
little patch, a little allotment.
No, but like the Arndale, but like in the car park. Everyone's going to like the shops and then like trying to board up their houses or whatever. I'm going to the underground car park.
You think everyone who's upstairs in the shop, they're done? They're like, oh no, actually, nothing else exists, so we better just stay up here. Everybody knows that there's an underground to the Arndale. You're not gonna have time to set up a garden and then take.
I've got it with us. We've got them with us
Right.
so that
To
when the world
restart.
falls, we can start to,
Right.
have vegetation.
Right. Okay. I mean, you could put seeds in a grow bag and your go bag in the first place, right?
Yeah, but the other stuff.
What, like
I can't
soil?
put a plant. I can't put a planter in there, can I?
No, but like the seeds are the main thing. And I think you need to be more worried about what light you're going to use to grow these plants.
The grow lights.
How are you going to power these grow lights?
In the Arndale car park.
Just in the car park with
they've
the
got lights down there, so they have electricity there. I'm just gonna figure it out.
I mean, if you're in the middle
of my camp, one of my camp will be an electrician.
Okay, he could be an electrician all he wants. If we're at the point where we need to restart civilization, I don't think there's anyone manning the power grid.
No, that's way later. I'm talking about surviving while wars happen.
You said you were trying to restart civilization.
No, I said when it's like the collapse is happening, right?
Yeah.
After a while, you're going to run out of the tin food and the freeze-dried food, so you might want to grow some vegetables in the tunnels.
Okay, that's going to take some time, though, right?
Yeah, but we got time. I'm just saying I'm ready. I'm ready for that moment because once we get all the things that we need, we're in the tunnels now. And we can't go back out and try and get it later. This is preparation.
Right.
Vegetation preparation, if you will.
Vegetation preparation. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Fair enough.
Go on, what's your third one?
I was gonna buy weapons. We buying guns, we buying everything. Listen,
nice.
People gonna say it's the UK, you can't buy guns. Who cares? The cops ain't gonna stop me. The cops are busy. They're all busy. Everybody at this point, everybody's busy.
Well, that's not true. You can buy guns in the UK.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going through no processes. All right, I'm calling someone. I'm making some phone calls. That's it. All right, we're not doing nothing crazy. All right, we're getting what we need, and the cops is too busy because there's goddamn spaceships in the. They're not worried about me and what I'm doing. All right. So I get that done. That's the next thing I'm going to do.
They might be, because if everyone starts looting, they might try and, start getting weapons and stuff. They might put the whole bloody army out there to fight.
Exactly. They're not worried about me just going to go cop a little piece. I'm not out doing the looting. They're going to be out in the street dealing with all the rabble. I'm out doing a little deal, and I'm going back into the field, and I'm continuing to work on my goddamn...
Continuing the excavation.
Yeah. And I'm bringing my straps back with me. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So where are you keeping your straps while this bunker is being built for you?
I'm keeping them in my duffel bag at the back of my excavator.
You've got enough ammo?
Yes, and I'm gonna buy a couple of clips. That's it. I don't need nothing crazy. Most times, this is basically for people more than it is for the alien. I don't know what the aliens got. I probably won't even be able to get a shot off.
The weapons aren't for the aliens.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be able to do nothing. They might just look at me and I might just evaporate. So there's nothing I can do there. But yeah, I'll keep that on the excavator. A couple clips in there. Most time, especially in the UK, you ain't even gonna need to fire a shot. Just pulling the strap is enough to end most, conflicts. Yeah. Especially if it's a big one. I'm looking for something firing a 7.62 or something, big bullets, something that's gonna scare something.
I don't know what a 7.62 is, but I believe you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my fourth one, I'm thinking about my camp here. So my camp may need to move through the tunnels to, before settling properly. So I'm going to loot some shopping trolleys to keep us mobile.
You're going to steal?
Shopping trolleys.
Stealing is stealing, is it not? So you're a thief?
No. Allegedly. I'll also try to get them, them big flat ones from IKEA and places like that. The big flat, they're not trolleys normal trolleys that that are a cart.
Yeah.
It's the flat thing because it's for the big boxes of stuff when you
go.
Get,
yeah.
Get a few of those as well.
Right.
Because what I'm thinking, right, with the trolleys, the regular trolleys, you can put all your stuff there, and if you need to move through tunnels, it's easier to, push the trolley, right? But
That's
then
fair.
the flat ones, the bigger ones, obviously for bigger items, but also like if there's like kids in your camp or something, you can like set up little beds for them. They can lie on that, and you can push them along. We
So
need
like
to move.
a pram type thing,
Kind of, but also for other things. It's not just for that, but that's just an idea.
right?
But like you've got loads of uses for these trolleys, and we can move the camp before we need to like settle down. We might have to walk from like, I don't know, Manchester to Huddersfield or something.
Why would
I
you
don't
do
know.
that?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
In the tunnels, I don't know where they all connect to. They connect to like UKC.
You're gonna go through tunnels to. Do you have a map of these tunnels? How are you gonna navigate that far?
I'll get a map. I didn't have that on my list, but I'll get a map.
You're gonna need a map. You go to Huddersfield underground.
No, but I'm just saying, as an example, we may like do a bit of walking before we finally settle somewhere.
Any example, that's huge amounts of travel. It's like you don't know where you're going. You would once you get down there, where you go, like these tunnels are not. There's no signs.
What if there is? What if there's like a whole city down there?
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm talking like I'm a professional that really knows what's going on. Maybe there is. Maybe you get down there, yeah, and there's actually people already, like there's a population, a civilization going on.
No, this isn't going to be an Us movie because that's the thing I'm really afraid of. I'm really afraid of an Us like scenario. That's what I'm really scared of. I'm very, very terrified of that. I'm not going to lie.
Very possible because they could have power down there and just live normal lives as underground people.
I mean, if they're cool, that would be really handy because they already have it all set up and we could just join them,
I have the kind of feeling like if they're going to live underground, they probably are not going to be very welcome to strangers, I would assume.
I feel like they're not going to be happy with us above ground people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like just the optics of you literally living on top of them is probably enough to make them resentful. I would think.
So, okay. So what are we hoping for then? That there's no people down there?
Yeah, I think that's the best.
But if there's people down there, there's infrastructure, there's power. Like literal power, electricity.
True. But
I won't get to use any of it if they kill us.
Do you trust them though to come in? And are they going to be like, come and use all our stuff? We're an underground city. You can do whatever you want. That seems too like.
No, we'll work. We'll work. There's work down there, right? If there's people, we'll work.
There's got to be, I suppose. But yeah,
we'll work.
Okay, all right.
Trade some of the above ground stuff that we've got. We've got contraband,
You know, all of them like post-apocalyptic, like not post-apocalyptic, but like dystopian films.
I love them.
They always go into they find a civilization early on in the film or something, and first they're like, oh yeah, this is cool, but there's like red flags there's always something everywhere, and then they're like, wait a minute, they're eating people or something. Something is wrong at the end of it.
I am worried about that.
I feel like that's probably what if they even openly welcome you. If they openly welcome you, I feel like that would be like a red flag to me.
Scary. Yeah.
I'd probably rather them start shooting at me or something. At least I know where I stand.
Yeah, but then you got to leave.
Yeah, but otherwise I come home, I settle in, and then all of a sudden I'm like, where'd John go, bro? I swear John was here. Wait. Why does my dinner smell like John? You know what I'm saying? And then we got a problem.
That's crazy. Why does my dinner smell like John? Is crazy.
I swear this is his cologne, bro. What is...
Oh.
You know what I'm saying, though? It could get bad for me. So I don't know.
It got bad for John.
Yeah, it's cooked for John. I don't even have a friend called John, but you know what I'm saying? It's one of them.
All right, give me your fourth one. Hopefully it's better than mine because clearly it's not going well here.
Yeah, mine is to go jump out of a plane. It's completely irrelevant to the fact that, it's only partially relevant because I've wanted to skydive for ages and I never have. So
you're just doing bucket list things?
I've already accepted death. I told you at the very beginning, the first thing I did was accept death. All right, as the most likely outcome of what's happening, especially given what I think I'm going to do at the very end, right? So the fourth, I'm going to go do skydiving lessons. If there is an eventuality where there's no like these. It's possible that we're under lockdown or something, so nobody's running these like skydiving. I'm just gonna steal a plane. I've done enough flight simulator to at least have like a vague idea of how to fly a small plane. So I'll get a parachute.
Hold on, pause. Have you actually done that? Flight simulator?
I played Flight Simulator years ago, but I played it.
You think that that's enough that you'll be able to get in a small plane right now and fly it?
I mean, it's identical. Flight Simulator is literally what they do to learn to fly.
Continue.
So if that's the case, I'll get a small plane, fly to a good enough altitude, and then I'll just abandon the plane, jump out. I'll do it over water or something so that I'm not like the plane ain't gonna crash into somebody or nothing, and then I'll jump out, and then I'll skydive. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to do it. I've wanted to do it forever, and I'm not gonna let no aliens in the sky stop me from doing what I want with my life. This is my life. You know what I'm saying? No one's in control of it but me.
All right. I mean, I'm sure. Okay.
I think it's valid as fuck. I think it's valid as fuck. What, these aliens are threatening my life?
We don't know yet. We don't know.
It feels that way. Even if they're not, they're indirectly threatening my life because everyone's panicking. My life is at risk.
Fair. Okay. Fine. That's fine. All right. My last one then is get some games and books to keep us all occupied in the tunnels.
What?
Yeah. We'll just keep the time going. We'll just play some games. We'll have some books.
Your whole list is just like, go take my things from home and then go make a home. That's your whole thing.
What's wrong with that?
It's just kind of dead, isn't it?
What do you think you'll be doing in the bunker?
Well, listen, bruh. I'm gonna be in that bunker, but not. I've got to do one thing before I go and actually live down there for real.
All right, so tell me your fifth thing then.
I gotta see one.
An alien?
Yes.
What if seeing one kills you?
This is the biggest risk I'm gonna take, and that's why I had to get right with God at the very beginning, because I gotta see one. I've got to see one.
You want to see what it looks like?
I gotta see one. What
if what you see is like so horrific, like you're just frozen and in shock?
It's possible, but I don't know. I gotta take that risk. It's very possible that what you see is like so unimaginable that you never psychologically recover from it.
Your brain just gives up.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible you see it and you can't even comprehend what you're looking at. But who knows? Maybe these are multi-dimensional creatures and you're like, what? They're from a dimension that's outside of my perception. I can't even perceive them. Who knows? But I'd like to at least see.
But what if what you see doesn't like make sense? Because if they're multi-dimensional, we're only 3D, right?
Yeah.
So we can only see things in 3D. What if what we see doesn't make sense? It doesn't actually make the shape make sense.
It won't make sense. If they're from a higher dimension, we'll see something, but we won't be able to comprehend what we see.
Right.
But if you don't know, I'll be like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Or I'm going to the bunker. That'll be it.
That's gonna satisfy you. Your last thing is to see an alien.
Yes.
And you see something, a shape or a figure that doesn't make any sense to you. You go, all right, yeah, I'm good now. I'm going to go to the bunker. You're just going to give up like that.
Okay, yeah, because I might be a risk taker, but I'm not fucking insane. I'm not going to look at something and go, I don't understand that. Let me go and take a closer look. There
are plenty of movies like that. I don't get that. Let's go over there and have a look.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna from a far distance, a little pair of binoculars or a little, I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna be like, oh my God, that's one of them. And then that's it. Because I feel like it would be a waste if I got in my bunker, all this blew over, they fucked off or something, and then I was like, oh, cool. And then people were like, oh yeah, I got like a picture on my phone or something. It's like, it's not the same. It's not the same. But there's also the flip side where I could like kind of see one and be like, oh, go back down into my bunker and the entire surface world is completely eradicated. and then I wasted my time going to see one because I could just go back up into the surface and they're all living there or whatever.
Imagine you do that. You go back up to the surface. They're all living there. There's no humans, and they just spot you. What do you go back in the bunker? Because now they'll know that you're there.
No, you die. You just die. There's no you just die. Like that's it, right? Like you can't. Mm-hmm. You can't do. There's nothing you can do at that point.
There's nothing you can do.
No, of course not. You're in a world full of your mortal enemies.
What if they're not enemies?
But they just killed everybody, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, but I think that'd probably be our fault if that's what would happen, because we would fire first.
Firing?
Yeah, we'd start trying to kill them. You know what our governments would like. We'd just first try and kill them, and then they'd be like, all right, well, we have to fight back. And obviously they'd win. True, and so then there's none of us left.
True, but what that still doesn't help me because I'm still the enemy.
But if you come out of a bunker, they'll be like, oh, this guy didn't try to hurt us.
What? No, is that what you think the reaction would be?
Are they meant to be intelligent beings?
All the surface, yeah, there's intelligent, but I'm assuming they have some sort of emotion still. So if they're processing that we've just attacked them and all they've done since they got here is murk all of us because we've been attacking them. If I come out, I've got the strap on me. I'm like,
no, you should probably leave that. You should leave that.
I'm not leaving it. I'm not leaving it. That's the whole what?
Yeah.
Why would I leave it?
Yeah. They're going to see you as a threat. They're definitely going to see you as a threat.
And so my best case scenario is if they do attack and they do wipe out humanity, is I get to stay in the bunker just long enough for them to do whatever they want on Earth, and then they fuck off. And then I come out and Earth is empty.
Oh, that'd be so lonely. Would you not be sad?
But yes, but I'm assuming because you're in the underground tunnels. So I'm assuming I'm not the only one coming up eventually to check.
Yeah, we'll pop out. Yeah.
And I'll meet all the rest of the underground people.
That'd be cool.
They'll kill me and the whole thing will be for nothing. But
no. I'll talk to them. You'll be fine.
You're going to talk to them. All right.
I'll vouch for you. Oh,
that's helpful.
Yeah, I'll be like, you do one of your little one-a-days or something. Entertain us.
Oh, you got me out here as a circus act. All right, bet.
I mean, you're our entertainment. We've been in the tunnels for however long. We're probably bored out of our minds playing like Monopoly and reading the same book for like 10 years.
You playing Monopoly? That's the game you got?
I'm just saying games. I like Monopoly. There's nothing wrong with Monopoly. I actually
like Monopoly, but
so why was your instinct to make fun of me?
Because I feel like that's a crazy game to grab at the end. You know what I'm saying? The aliens are here. Let's make sure we got Monopoly in the safe house. That's crazy. But same time, you do need them board games because you don't know if you're gonna have power. So, but if you don't have power, you're underground. You're cooked anyway because you can't see shit. You didn't even burn candles.
We have lights. We have flashlights.
For how long?
Look, yeah, obviously I'm going to be very underprepared, all right? I think what we've learned is just aliens don't come down here, innit? Leave us alone. Speaking of aliens, I actually found an Am I the Arsehole on Reddit, and I thought it was so funny, and I really want to get your take on this. This isn't part of the Mahakama. I actually have a Mahakama, but this is literally just, I want to get your take on it because I thought it was so funny, and it's relevant, okay? So, this is written by a 21-year-old man who has a girlfriend who's also 21, and they've been together for almost a year now. Okay. So he says, she's given me no reason to think of her as weird or crazy until now. She's in her second year of college, majoring in psych, and as far as I know, she has no mental disorders. Our relationship has been great, save for the occasional argument, and we've gone as far as talking about getting an apartment together over the summer. Throwback to yesterday, though, I was at work when I got a text asking me to go over to her place after work so we can have a talk. I asked what it was about, and she wouldn't tell me anything. Naturally, I thought it was something bad, like she wanted to break up or I did something wrong. Keep in mind that she texted me at 10 this morning, 2 hours into my 6-hour shift. So I was panicking over this for over 4 whole hours. So I got to her place and she starts off by telling me that it's nothing bad. This already upset me. because she wouldn't even tell me this on the phone, but that she realized that she finally trusts me enough to tell me something that she hasn't told me yet and hasn't told the girls yet. Basically, she tells me that she identifies as an alien. She mentioned other kin, I don't know what that means, and said that she is the reincarnation of an otherworldly being. Her proof of being an alien is that she can firebend, loads of question marks in parentheses. She has urges to eat things humans can't eat, like cement and sand. And she has a deep connection to space, learning other languages, and ancient civilizations. I thought she was joking at first, but when she started talking about how she wants to get body mods to reflect her true self, I realized she was serious. I asked if she was okay, and she started whining about me not being supportive of her. I said she was acting crazy and that I needed time to think, and I left. The rest of the day, she was texting me every 10 minutes. It started with her yelling at me because she thought I'd accept her. Then she was saying how I was in the wrong because she expected me to understand, or she shouldn't have expected me to understand. Then saying that she was really sorry for springing it on me because I can't comprehend so much information at once. Then asking if we can take some time to talk about it together. I'm at a loss. I told my brother about it and he agreed that it was insane. But my sister, on the other hand, said I was being a shitty boyfriend for at least not being open-minded. She said this wasn't worth treating her like an idiot and that I should set up time to talk to her about it like she wanted. Am I the asshole if I don't want to be open-minded about it? I think it's insane. I really want to get your thoughts about this. Bear in mind that they are 21. I want to get your thoughts on this situation in particular, and also what you would do if your girlfriend one day just said to you, hey, I identify as an alien. So first things first, what do you think about the situation?
So 2 points. One, the first thing I'm going to do is go show me your firebending. I don't care. I'm gonna listen to the whole thing. But she said I can firebend. I'm gonna say, show me your fire, because I want to know. I want to see it for myself. Secondly, his sister is evil.
Oh,
his sister is what is she talking about? Did she not hear the same story that we did? What is she talk? What does she mean? Why is she saying, "Oh, you gotta, you're being an asshole"? You've got for what? What did he do wrong?
Well, I think what she's saying is that he's being a shitty boyfriend for not even going back and talking to her about it. Because when the girlfriend told him, he said, "This is insane," and left.
Yeah, there's nothing. What is he supposed to talk to her about?
You're saying you would talk to her because you'd want to see the firebending.
Oh yeah, of course, because I want to be like, yeah, you've lost it. I've already 100% established that this is crazy. She's a crazy person, right? There's no way around it. But I want to see her firebend because I think that's hilarious. If I'm there and I'm like, show me your firebending, and she's like, or whatever, I need to see it. Have
you seen those Instagram reels of that guy that thinks he can move wind?
So they stand there, it's a windy day, and there's some leaves on the ground,
and they do like this, and it like moves, and they're doing it.
Yeah.
Now there's a guy that actually freaked me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because he was doing ones in his house, and he'd do this, and like the water bottle would just like move like off the table.
I've seen a couple,
and he was inside.
I've seen a couple strange ones, but the thing is, it's always stuff that's like mad light. It's always like
there's no liquid,
like a piece of tinfoil, and they're like, and it's like, why are you moving something that like would move in the wind or with the air anyway? Why can't you like close a door or start like something cooler? Like, I don't know, that they'd be outside like making wind tornadoes, but it's just leaves, or like it's weird. I don't know, bro. I think they're crazy too, to be honest. There's a possibility that humans have some sort of latent abilities or something, like things that we don't know about and that we used to know about and we don't, or maybe that we've never figured out about humankind. Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Do I think this woman is a reincarnated alien who can firebend? I don't believe it. And if I'm, how long were they dating? I forgot. Did it say?
A year. I think it was about a year.
A year is a long time.
But also they're 21, so they would have been like 20 dating.
This guy this guy also needs to look in the mirror and ask himself some questions. I don't feel like it's possible that you're with someone for a year, unless you weren't like you weren't seeing each other all the time and stuff. If you're with someone for a year, I think you gather an inkling of something. If they in their mind are waiting to tell you that they're actually a reincarnated alien that can firebend, there are other things that crop up in that timeline that go, that's strange. That's a bit weird. That doesn't just, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that.
I mean, from what he wrote in on Reddit, it does sound like she just sprung it on him.
Nah, guys can be very, men in general can be very like just unaware. So I feel like there's got to be some accountability on the man's side of just not picking up on, because there's definitely signals. That's a crazy thing. That's a crazy thing, and it's even more crazy for her to expect him to be supportive of that. What is he supposed to do? She ended up
changing her tune. She was like, "Oh God," she just sprung it on him, and like, yeah, she just wanted to talk.
Your immediate reaction was to get angry at me because you're an alien?
Yeah.
No, all right, bro.
So in your so if it was in your situation and your girlfriend said, "Hey, I feel like I can trust you with this now. I identify as an alien.
Yeah.
I can firebend. I have urges to eat things that humans wouldn't. I like to eat cement and sand. And I have, visions of ancient civilizations. I'm a reincarnation." Your first thing is to ask, "Hey, do the firebending thing."
Do the firebending immediately. I want to watch this. But here's the thing, it's difficult because I got to put myself in the shoes of someone who has obviously liked someone for a year. And so that it becomes complicated because, it's harder to just like put someone aside for that. But I feel like there's no other option. You don't have another option but to completely just be like, all right, well, that's a failed relationship.
So if she can't firebend, what? So you just breaking up with her? That's it? You're done? After a year?
What am I supposed to do?
What if you really like her? What if you love her?
What am I supposed to do? Can you tell me what I'm supposed to do? I can't.
Support her.
Okay, so I go.
I'm joking. I'm playing. I'm joking.
No, listen.
No. The worst part. The worst part of it isn't just that she's like, I identify as an alien. It's that she now also wants to get body mods to reflect.
Exactly. She wants me to support her being an alien. So she's gonna have a new name. It's gonna be Zorglob, and fucking.
Why is that such an alien name, Zorglob? Why is that?
She's gonna be Zorglob, and then she's gonna be from planet Nibiru, and I'm gonna have to be like, bruh, I guess, yeah, yo, my girlfriend's, my Gurgle Zerglob from Nibiru is at home raising the children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't.
Oh, you're gonna have alien babies is that's crazy.
I listen. I don't think you can possibly do anything to move forward in that set of circumstances. What do you do?
So if it was the other way around, and my boyfriend came to me and said he identified as an alien, I think if he just said he identified as an alien, I feel like I would probably lovingly suggest like therapy. But if he was like, and I'm now also going to get like body modification to reflect what I believe I look like, I'm going to try my best to get them some help before they, mutilate their body. But I couldn't be in a romantic relationship. Like, it would suck, especially like if I love them and like I just couldn't. I couldn't. Like if you come home and like you've got like cheek implants or like a forehead implant and like I cannot tattoos like up and down your body to reflect what you believe you should look like. It's too much.
I'm gonna be real though. You fucked up. You fucked up because you didn't get them to show you the firebending first. What if you do all? You say, look, it's not gonna work because you want to be an alien. They leave, and then you go home, and now you're fucking Luke Skywalker at the beginning of Star Wars, and your shit's been burned down. You didn't check if the firebending was real. You didn't check if the firebending was real. Now you're at risk.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. So if the firebending is important, let's go back to you now.
Yes.
So your girlfriend says identify as an alien. I can firebend. You say, show me. Yes. She does it. Now what?
Now we got a whole different scenario on our hands. If she can firebend, I'm going to say, you're not identifying as shit. You're a goddamn alien. If you start telling people you're a goddamn alien, there's going to be some serious problems in this house. You don't show nobody you can do this. No one. Because we're going to have...
but she wants body mods now. She wants to...
No. That's not on the table. Like. You can't. The FBI, the CIA, they're going to be at the front door tomorrow if they find out you're an alien and you can firebend. We can't let this run. But I'll protect you, and I'm still down to ride with you. But you got to be smart. You're a goddamn alien. You're creating fire, bending fire, whatever the fuck. You're eating concrete.
That's crazy.
I can't even take you to New York. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna eat through the city.
She's gonna start eating the street. You know what I'm saying? We gotta live in somewhere rural. Yeah. So yeah. It's either
so you stay with her if she really can firebend.
Yeah, that's why firebending has to be the first question you ask. It has to be because it's the proof of her claim. Really, it's the real proof of her claim.
Yeah, I think if I asked him to show me the firebending and he could firebend, I'm staying with him. Not because I'm like, oh yeah, romantically this is great. It's because I'm now scared. Because imagine now I can't break up with you and you can firebend. That's crazy.
I feel like we can still be romantically involved. If you were telling me you're an alien and you were for real an alien, you just told me the deepest secret you could have possibly told me.
I don't know if I don't know if I could be an alien. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know.
You've already been romantically involved, so obviously everything.
Yeah, but like, imagine now I want to start a family and do these things. I can't. My kids are gonna be half. This is too much.
Yeah, but if you look humanoid, you have anatomically you're humanoid.
But you're not human.
Yes, but my children are going to be. My children will be human and alien, so they're gonna come out like humans. But they're gonna be able to do a little something crazy.
No, because what if they come out not looking like humans and they have no powers? It could go the other way. You don't know what genetics are gonna do.
But I'm assuming powers gotta be
crazy and have no powers.
Hey, but listen, you can always have more kids, bro. Why not give it a go?
Just keep going until you get it right. That's crazy.
Give it a try.
That's insane.
Maybe the first batch goes wrong, but you can always try with a second, third.
I don't like where this is going. I think we're done. I think we're done here. I think we're done. All right. We're gonna move on to the final segment of the show, CoJay. We're gonna move on to Mahakama. Now, Mahakama is the Swahili word for court. Right. And this is the segment of the show where, because I'm trying to be less judgmental in my life, I like to have a segment in the show every week that I can judge people, places, things, and I encourage my guest co-host to do the same.
That's perfect. Now, I'm trying to be more judgmental in my life, so it works out. You know what I'm saying?
It's like I was thinking of you, right? This is great. So, CoJay, I'm sure you have heard this. I'm sure it's been all over your timeline. But Stormzy.
I just had this conversation with someone today, actually.
I think everyone's having these conversations about Stormzy. It's been the talk of the town for the last week or so, I think.
Yeah.
So, for those people that are tuning in, don't know, Stormzy is always is a UK rapper, British rapper, and he's always portrayed himself as a man of the people for most of, if not all, of his career. He's done a lot for the community. That's not, I'm just going to be fair. In fairness to him, he's done a lot for the community, and he has been very vocal about a number of injustices. A lot of things going on in the community as well as politics. I know he was very big into helping or trying to help Jeremy Corbyn become leader of Britain as the leader of Labour Party. So Stormzy, good guy, people like him, and he had a post he shared on Instagram, which he said, I hope everyone is good. Some fleeting thoughts. Number 1, free Palestine. Number 2, in the future, if there's ever a clear injustice in the world, no matter how big or small, 100 times out of 100, I will be on the side of the oppressed, unequivocally. Oh, that word nearly took me out. Unequivocally. As I always... It's fine. As I always have been, social media is a brilliant way to stand up for what is right. There are also a whole load of other ways to do this. Praying hands emojis. Now, this post, along with any other mentions of freeing Palestine that I may have missed, have been deleted from his Instagram amid his new ad campaign with McDonald's. Now, obviously, he's taken a lot of heat for selling out on his principles, etc., etc. And I'm assuming it's a no mercy from you for these actions. I can pretty much gather that will be the case. But there have been reports recently, I don't know if you've seen this on social media, that he got about £4.5 million for this campaign, allegedly. Mm-hmm. So instead of asking you mercy or no mercy for what he did, because he's probably going to say no mercy, it's no good, you sold out your principles, blah, blah, blah. I want to know from you, what number would change that no mercy to a mercy? So no mercy being, this is completely unacceptable, you're not going to do it. And mercy being, it's understandable. So if the number wasn't 4.5 million, but it was 10 million, mercy or no mercy?
No mercy.
What if it was 15 million, but 5 million of that goes to an aid charity for Palestine as a part of the contract?
That's an interesting question.
Because McDonald's, obviously, the reason the boycott is happening with McDonald's, for people that don't know, is that they've been very supportive of the Israeli forces.
I don't know. I probably show mercy in that case, because then I feel like I don't know, because it also changes. The reason why that changes things is because it would show that the company is actually now working in favor. So it feels like they've taken action to address what was done before, which would make it more acceptable to do an advertisement with them. So in that case, I would say I would show mercy for that. Even if you disagreed with doing it, you had less grounds to be angry, because he's still standing up for what he said he was. So his value,
even though his post was still deleted, but if the deal was that 5 million of that 15 went to an aid charity for Palestine, that would be okay.
Media posts mean shit compared to 5 million.
Yeah, absolutely, agree.
So
but I'm saying all the other circumstances being the same, that no mercy would change to a mercy if it was 15 million, 5 of which goes to an aid charity in Palestine.
Yeah, because he hasn't, in that case, he hasn't folded on his core values. I don't really care. Like, it's not that I don't care about the situation, but in context, I don't care about what value it was. If he's going to express and try and garner attention by having a value, or by, in this case, it's almost virtue signaling, right? Yeah. Saying like, I'm for this, and then folding on it entirely. I don't think there's any mercy to be shown. You should know not to do that. Or like, even if you have a PR team, they should tell you, what, you're never going to be able to go back to being this guy if you do this. Even from a PR standpoint, take the morals out of it. So like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to show mercy unless, it was something like that, which we know it wasn't, right? We know it's not.
No.
Like that.
Yeah.
The
next options were 100 million. Would you know? And 1 billion.
No, because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, yeah, well done, you're rich as fuck. I'm not, but it doesn't change what you did to get there. I was talking to a friend about it. He wasn't convinced that it was that big a deal. He didn't really see it as being a problem, and didn't really understand why people were in uproar about it. But for me, I feel like it's pretty cut and dry. You say something, you say, I stand on this. Someone goes, here's $1,000, and you go, yeah, well, I didn't, that doesn't really, I don't really stand. Doesn't matter what number you put on what happened there. Someone was like, here's something that will better your personal life. this value that you have, you can't have it anymore. And you said, okay, fine. That means you don't have it. You don't have any real values and you can be bought. And so that just makes you a pawn. It makes you a pawn. It makes you someone that can be controlled. And so like, why would anyone, I don't know why anyone would support that or think that it's good or that it's, you know, it's shameful, really.
Yeah, I agree. For that reason, for how you just broke that down, that's why it would have been no mercy in every one of those instances, even with the one where part of the contract was that 5 million of that money goes to an aid charity in Palestine. Because while that's all well and good, the damage that is twofold. The damage in terms of McDonald's, what they've done and will continue to do in aiding state that in my opinion is a terroristic state. That 5 million ain't shit. They have a lot of money, they get a lot of money, they get funneled a lot of money by corporations, McDonald's being one of them. So for me, that 5 million wouldn't make me feel like this situation is any better personally.
Okay, but from a perspective of a personal perspective.
Yeah, no. Now I'm going on to him. So now, in terms of, because I said it was twofold. So in terms of McDonald's, I think that 5 million is nothing, and that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And because the continued practices will be the same, so it doesn't change anything about that company and its role in what I believe is one of the worst atrocities in our history. Yeah. With that being said, on a personal level, I still think that would be garbage because because he says 100 times out of 100 he would stand with the oppressed. But for me, even in that situation where it was 15 million, but he got 10 and 5 went to an aid to aid Palestinians, I feel like you still deleted that post, which means that you were still. It's not even about social media for me. It's the fact that some guy in a suit came to you and said, take that off your social and we'll give you money and put your name on a box of nuggets. That to me feels like as a there's this like line for celebrities for me, right? I'm kind of going off a tangent, but I promise it's relevant. There's a line when it comes to certain celebrities for me. I feel like you have the celebrities who are up and coming. Sometimes they've already made it as well, and they just seem like genuinely like good people, and you're kind of rooting for them, right? Because of a talent they have, a skill they have, and also how they portray themselves. It could all be smoke and mirrors, of course, but you try and get your feel for these things, and sometimes you can be like, oh yeah, makes me feel good when they're winning, right? There's certain celebrities that are like that, and then you have the others where it's like you're literally just a tool that the machine is pushing at all of us to buy things or think a certain way. And for you, I have no time for, right? And it's really, for me, I think it's the realization that in a lot of our minds, which I think a lot of people who are disappointed, and I can speak for myself here, in my mind, he went from that first kind to the second kind with this action. So even if that contract had 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, 100 million going to Palestine, the action in which the way that you went about it is what I have an issue with more so than anything. Social media isn't a big deal. We can post and delete whatever we want. But if you're saying that this is who you are, and then some dude in a suit said, I'll put your name on some chicken nuggets and I'll give you some money, sign this contract and delete that post, and you did it, you just did it. I have no mercy for it.
That applies surely to the other ones, but not to the one where 5 million goes in my perspective, it doesn't, because that 5 million could be more money than you could ever afford to give to that cause. So yeah. I feel like that's not, I don't feel like it's the same. I might not see it. In fact, I don't think I would see it as giving up my value if I made a big, like, even if I made a video saying I stand for, like, I'm trying to get, knives off the street. Say I'm trying to get knives off the sheet or whatever. And then I agreed to be in a film where, like, I don't know, some old school gangster film, and we're all stabbing people up or whatever the fuck, right? I think
that's different.
Well, but I'm trying to create an analogy off the fly, though, right? So just something like that.
No, but a more suitable analogy in that case would be you're trying to get knives off the street. You stand on getting knives off the street, and then a corporation that puts knives on the streets for children to stab each other offers you a deal.
It's not quite the same.
That's closer than doing a movie.
No, it's not quite the same because that's like saying McDonald's is arming the IDF or something, which is not
certainly feeding them.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's a one-to-one.
In more ways than one, I think.
Yeah, I know it probably has financial ties as well. But I feel like if you were going to do something which you consider to be real good that you couldn't do on your own, maybe accepting to work with an enemy in order to realize that goal is not necessarily something. It certainly isn't the same destruction of your own values. It's just a different take on how to approach your values than maybe is shared by everybody. But it's not you folding on your values. So that's the only thing that I have. That's why I would have mercy. Even if I don't agree, I'd have mercy for it.
I understand that point of view because it is that type of like, unfortunately, in the society that we live in, you do sometimes to get good things done, you have to partner up with not so good people, entities, whatever, right? So, and I get from that point of view. I think I can understand that. I think that makes total sense. I think maybe I'm being too cut and dry about it. Maybe I'm being too idealistic about what I expect of people who purport themselves to be people who are concerned with community, people who are concerned with people's well-being. And I think it irks me because that rallying around you is also part of what makes you money and makes you famous and gives you the things. But you know what I'm saying? And it feels like, to me, it starts to feel like you're just using people, like on top of everything else, you're just using these people. And that's what I think is really difficult for me. But I definitely understand your point because, you know, deals have to be done, unfortunately, in this world with very shady, unlikable characters so that good people can get a little something. So I do understand that point of view.
These people are fake, bro. These people are fake. I don't, you know, obviously all those storms he posts about I stand for, we're all, it was all just to garner attention. That's it. And now that's confirmed. It's not, you know, that's what that was. So, like, you know, he's gonna have
to. I don't think he said anything. I've not seen anything either.
He's gonna have to burn for it. That's just what it is. If you want to make a stand like that, if he had made no stands and he'd done it, people would have been like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that." But it's not like he folded on anything he said.
It's definitely a bigger deal the way that it's been done.
It's way worse.
I agree.
It's like Snoop Dogg with the inauguration and all that.
My God. Why did he have to say things about people and then just to go and do that?
I'm not even mad. If he had not said all that and then done it,
I don't care what these people do. They went to a crypto ball. Okay, I don't care. It's the fact that you were calling people raccoons just 3-4 years ago for performing for this man. And here you go.
Yeah. That's lame, bro.
Come on, man.
I'm like, and didn't Snoop do a commercial, like some sort of like anti-Semitism commercial?
Absolutely did. It was at the Super Bowl. I saw it with my own eyes. I said, "This is crazy."
Yeah, you don't care about nothing but money. So they're all the same, really. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to paint them all with the same.
No, I don't think all of them are the same, but more than we'd like to think.
Yes, absolutely. Let's say large majority, I would say.
That's it then. That's the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining me today, CoJay. Is there anything you would like to promote or let the people know about?
Thank you for having me on. You can follow my YouTube channel. I do battle rap reactions, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of other stuff on there too. Music, all types of stuff we're going to start going on there. So follow my YouTube. It is at CoJay Lives, as you see there, on everything, but YouTube especially. That's all I have to plug.
Nice. You don't want to plug a battle that you got coming up?
No, because nobody gives a shit about the battle I got coming up. Who is it? Black T? I forgot for a second there. Who gives a fuck about that? Nobody cares. Don't even come. I think it's the headline battle now. It's a waste of time. I wouldn't pay for that.
This is really bad promotion. All right, cool. Well,
everyone knows going to lose 3-0. He can't do anything. It's just going to be like seeing someone pick on a little kid. It's going to be like, well, I didn't want to see this. I certainly don't want to pay to see this. This is bad. This is violence. So I wouldn't go.
Well, if you like this episode, please share it with a friend and check out previous episodes. If you are listening, give me a 5-star rating, please, on iTunes and on Spotify. If you're watching, engage with the video, subscribe to the channel, all those good things. Please help other people find this as well. Just enjoy it the way that you did. Is that words? Enjoy it the way that you did, is what I tried to say. All right. You can catch at Podomercy for chat and clips and stuff on socials. But other than that, I will see you next week.